Hello and welcome back to another Beatbox Basics with me, Mr. Shay. This is lesson 4 and today we'll be covering how to add pitch to your bass lines to create more of a melodic bass. Last lesson we looked at bass in itself and how to add simple bass lines looking at one pitch, but today we're going to take it to that next level. We'll also look a little bit about tempo and how to beatbox on beat and how to practice that. So let's get into it. So as always, we're going to recap the lessons learned and the sounds learned in the previous sessions. We know this by now, surely. We've got the BTK. Next up, we looked at the bass with the kick. So the which is a kick drum followed by a hum. And it's that low vibration that creates that bass effect. And we looked at the advanced technique of rumbling the throat a little bit, creating that vibration in the throat to create the And now that's up to you if you want to use that technique. But yeah, you keep practicing that one if you haven't got it yet, because it's a very fun one to be able to do. So here's the rhythm we looked at last time with the bass line. It was in the, we were using the note of C for our bass line. So hopefully you've been practicing that and you've got it. Let's have a look at what we're going to learn today. So today we are looking at adding pitch. So a variety of pitches. We're only going to look at 2 different pitches, and I've symbolized the different notes that we're going to hum to vary our pitch in this same beatbox rhythm. It's the same one that we looked at last time, but you'll be able to see that it sounds a little bit different. Now, I've got a little instrumental to demonstrate how this sounds, and we're going to try and follow the notes in the instrumental version, and we're going to try and replicate it and mimic it. So here's how the instrumental sounds. We're going to start off at slow pace, and it sounds like this. So as you heard there, we had a bit of a 2 different pitches of the bass line. We had the so is higher, is lower, and that's as complex as we're going to get with this one. We're just going to add 2 different pitches and see if we can replicate that rhythm. Shall we try with some call and response first? So repeat after me. Using the same technique we used as last time, we're going to do the humming, but humming at different pitches. So if we just look at the hum first, and in the rhythm, okay, so let's try that together with some call and response. Okay, I'll go first, then you. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Excellent work. Amazing if you've got that. We're learning a slightly different technique here. It's still the same approach that we used last time. We're just varying the pitch from the hum sound that you make. Okay, so that was nice and slow. Let's see if we can do it together with the backing rhythm. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Carry on, let's go. Very, very, very good. If you got that, and if you could keep up with that pace, that's perfect. Now, it can actually be quite tricky, quite difficult to keep up with tempos that are slower, because it requires you to really stick at a slower pace, and you naturally want to speed up and do it quicker. It's just something in us wants to speed up all the time. So doing it slower requires more control and really keeping your eye on the pace. So well done if you got that. Now, you might find this easier. We're going to go to the original tempo that this rhythm is supposed to be performed at. I mean, there's no right way, but it's just a tempo that I had in mind for this. So it goes like this. Now, if you noticed in that rhythm, the rhythm cuts out a little bit, and this is the challenge that I want to put forward to you. The backing beat cuts out, so it's going to play. You'll find that the drums cut out and then they come back in. Now, that's a challenge for us to make sure that when those drums come back in, we're still on time with it, right? Because there's a part where you'll be beatboxing on your own without the beat. You'll still have the melodic and the piano and the chords behind, but the beat will cut out. So this is a test to see if we can keep up, and when the beat cuts out, we still keep the tempo, right? And you still have the click in the back, so that should be able to help you. So we're going to do this together at the original tempo. Are you ready? Yes, you are. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Carried on a little bit there, but perfect. Hopefully you were keeping up with that, and hopefully you also remembered how to keep the breathing technique in there, to keep going and again and again and again. I've not put any symbols on the second line at the end to symbolize the breath, because hopefully you've practiced enough and it's become part of your natural routine to find spots that you can breathe in. So now that you've got that, I just want to add a little bit of independent learning. Using bass lines and melodic bass is a really cool technique for you to use, because you can start to recreate your favorite songs. And a great reference for that is Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. It's a classic for beatboxers, and there's many tutorials out there on YouTube, so feel free to develop your learning and you'll be able to do Billie Jean by Michael Jackson, which sounds like this. Right, so I'll leave that for you to discover yourselves, and you can start to recreate your favorite songs from that. So good luck with it. So now that we've explored pitch, we're going to look at another very important feature of music, and that is the word beginning with T, tempo. You've heard me say tempo quite a lot in the previous sessions, where I say, let's try it with the tempo. Now, tempo is so important because it defines so many things. The speed at which the performance happens or the music is played. And also another very important thing, which is the genre of music. Different genres of music are defined by a certain bracket of tempo, speed. Beats per minute is what you probably recognize. Now, the genre of hip hop is usually around 80 to 110 in terms of its BPM, and that's what we've been sticking with, hip hop beats. Now, what happens when you speed it up? Well, we're about to find out. So, this is the hip hop beat that we've been looking at for a few sessions now, but sped up. This is what it sounds like. How about that? So that tempo is the same beat, it's the same rhythm, but just sped up. Now this kind of music is a genre that we know and love. It's drum and bass. Drum and bass is defined by really quick drum breaks, just like the one that we're looking at. And it's very important to be able to vary your beatbox rhythms at different tempos, different speeds. So what we're going to do to become all-round beatboxers is we're going to try that same rhythm but at a faster tempo. We'll try slowing it down as well. Now, here's the effect that can be created by using the same rhythm but maybe slowed down. So if I was doing the hip-hop break, I could go and that could be the end of my my routine. It's a good way to end. It's like the vinyl slowly down, and that's using pitch. So I'm lowering my pitch as well as lowering the tempo. That creates a really good effect. Now when you speed it up, you can get, I'll go from normal, then I'll speed it up. So what we're going to do is I want to set you another challenge. The challenge is for you to try and keep up with me. I'm going to slowly increase the tempo. We'll start quite slowly. And I'm going to increase it until we get to like a fast drum bass tempo. Now, let's see how far you can get in terms of the increase in tempo. And when you start to slip over your beats, then you stop there. But just make a mark of where you got to and see if you can keep practicing at that point so that you can move up to a quicker tempo. Now, with this, the very key thing to note is that if you can do the beat clearly at slow tempos, then you can speed up to the next notch. You can't go up to a notch that's too quick before even getting the tempo before, because you just slip over. So make sure you practice at the normal, slower or original tempos. Get that clear and crisp first, then you can move forward to a quicker tempo. So let's see how you do for the test. Okay, 1, 2, 3 with me. Right, we'll stop there before I run out of breath. So that's a really good technique to practice faster tempos, starting with the tempo that you're comfortable with and then slowly increasing until you get quicker and quicker. And it's also a very good example of how one genre can turn into another genre simply by increasing the tempo. Now what I've got here is a bit of an advanced challenge. We're going to try this rhythm but at a drum and bass tempo, which is quite quick. But before we get there, we're gonna just familiarize ourselves with the rhythm and the pattern at the hip hop tempo that we're used to and familiar with, so a bit slower. And you might recognize the last two lines of this rhythm. It's the boom, boom. We looked at that at the first session, but the difference with this is there is a bass line with the humming, 2 pitches, and you've got on the 4th line a double kick. So I'm first going to demonstrate how this looks as, I'm first going to demonstrate how this sounds as at a hip hop tempo, so you can familiarize yourself with it, and then we'll do some call and response with some hip hop tempo. So this is how it sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Right, let's try and do this 2 lines at a time with some call and response. So we're going to do the first 2 lines and then you repeat after me, and the second 2 lines you repeat after me. Then we'll try it as a chunk. So only the first 2 lines, call and response, me first, then you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now we're going to try the 3rd and the 4th line only. Again, me first, then you. 1, 2, 3, 4. So remember, we've got to rest in the 3rd and 4th lines. Rest, rest, rest. So let's try that together after 4. Are you ready for this? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. How'd you get on? Good? All right. Okay. So if you kept up with that, amazing. We can try the next level. But if you still want to keep practicing that when we do the next bit, feel free to pause the video, or you can listen to the next bit, but just continue to try the hip hop tempo. So yeah, let's see how to get to the next stage of the advanced. Now we're going to listen one more time to the tempo reference and see how it sounds like at the drum and bass tempo. Now that is pretty fast. We won't get that quick, but it just gives us a reference to see how it's supposed to sound at a quicker tempo. We're going to go for a tempo that's around... Okay, so let's see if you can keep up at a faster tempo. Again, if you're not ready for it just yet, pause the video, keep practicing this rhythm at the hip hop tempo, but when you're ready, meet me here. So, the advanced tempo with the rhythm. Should I demonstrate it first? I'll demonstrate it first. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the challenge that I'm setting you. If you're ready for it, get ready to join in with me now. I believe in you. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, if you kept up with that, you have progressed amazingly, because in this rhythm and with this challenge, we are taking everything that we've learned so far and encapsulating it into this one rhythm. We have 2 pitches with our bass lines. We have a complex rhythm including rests, and hopefully you're also putting your breathing in, because at this tempo and this pace we really do run out of breath quite quickly. So breathing is very important with this faster tempo. So an amazing job there. And with this tempo under your belt, this rhythm can be done in a very versatile way. Slow, quick, back to slow if you want to, and you can create some really interesting rhythms and routines with it. So that's it for this week's session. We looked at pitch and tempo. So in the next session, we're going to continue looking at tempos and genres, exploring new genres or different genres at different tempos. But yeah, so I'll see you there. I've been Mr. Shay for Leicestershire Schools Music Service, and I'll see you again next time. Peace out.